She ends up coming out again for her birthday in
Mm-hmm.
October 19th. I was about to
Yes.
say 18 because 9/18 is our when we are officially boyfriend
No, way
girlfriend
to
again.
save it.
But
Okay.
okay, anyways. She comes out. Well, you did
I
come
came
out.
out with
Okay. Anyways.
no, I came out on my birthday with Blakely. So this was like the moment. So they've met on FaceTime and stuff. So my daughter,
Because
Blakely,
that's a big decision.
yeah, it's a huge decision. But at the same time, it's like, so I actually haven't had a boyfriend, like an official boyfriend since, Blakely's father when I was 17. So
Okay.
like at the same time, it's a big decision. It's a huge decision, yes. But at the same time, me deciding to be boyfriend and girlfriend was that kind of makes it to where, okay, we're going to meet her
Right,
next
right.
McCain. So that was already decided. That's not something I take lightly either. So I'm
How do you
bringing
explain it to her? Like, okay, we're going to San Diego
well, they've
to
met on
hang out with,
FaceTime and she's
right.
just, oh my gosh, she is all about him. Oh, he's so handsome. And she was 6 at the time. She's 7 now, but she's going on 15, 25 at sometimes. I mean, she's ridiculous. And so she like really appreciates him. She's really emotionally mature, I would say, although they've been that's a later time. We'll talk about that later. But it's funny listening to them talk. But so I'm like, okay, making the decision, and I think let's make it super fun because he's got my now new son River, his dog, his huge dog, and my daughter is obsessed with all animals, especially dogs, and she's also been to the beach one time that she can't really remember. She was 3, and so I'm like, okay, she's gonna think this is just heaven, like a dog beach, like we go to the dog beach, and I'm like, she's gonna be sold no matter what. So I'm thinking, okay, October 19th, we go out there, my birthday. And he was actually working. So Aaron S. picks us up from the airport, and then we hang out with him for a bit. We go to the beach and hang out. They're canoeing and whatnot. And yeah.
So I got off work that day, and then I had the rest of the weekend off to hang out and stuff. And so we took her to.
He called in sick a lot.
Yeah, Brayden, were you worried at all to meet her? Because it's a big responsibility for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I knew like the biggest thing is like knowing that whatever you do is impacting somebody that is very impressionable, and it's like you have to be like. I know like on the show and stuff like that, like I've been, people see me as a very like carefree person. It's like, I've noticed that I've had a lot more care as far as like, recognizing what I'm saying and to who I'm saying it to, you know what I mean? And so I think it's like, it's been kind of a cool, like reality check for me in a lot of regards, just in like, like being able to have conversation with her and like be able to make sure that like, it's like age appropriate and like, she's able to understand what I'm saying and stuff like that. And so it's like, it's made me be a lot more intentional with what I'm trying to communicate with her and stuff like that. And so I realized that going into it because I'm like, okay, like this is a big deal. Like, she's at an age right now where she's a sponge and she's just going to like absorb everything around her. And if I like say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, I could mess this kid up. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, I love her mom. And it's like, and I want to make this work. And I want to like be able to be that person I need to be in order to do that. And so getting to meet her though, it was just like, it was surprisingly like way easier than what I thought in my head, like it was going to be like. And so it was like, she is such a cool kid. Like she is so much fun. And it's like, it's so amazing because it's like, as an adult, it's like you go and you experience things and like, you feel like you've seen it all, you know what I mean? It's like, you've been to the beach, like, you living in California, it's like, you've been to the beach you go to the beach every day. So it's not something new. And it was like the first time she went to the beach, she's like, oh my gosh. She's like digging with River, like they're digging in the sand. Like it's I'm like, this is like so crazy. Like she'd never seen sand like this before. Like what's going on? Like she's like running in the water, running away from the water. And I'm like, this is just like, it gives you such a new like appreciation for everything because it's like you're seeing it through the eyes of a kid again. And it was such an amazing ththing for me. And I was like, wow, like I actually really, really love this in a way that I didn't expect to love this. Cause like I feel like you start getting like a little bit jaded or a little bit like, like just like, oh, I've seen the beach before. Yeah, you take it for granted. And it was just like, I just couldn't take it for granted anymore. I was like, wow, like, yeah, this is amazing. You're right, Blakely. And so I was like, I was digging in the sand too. And it was just so much fun. And then, so we had gone to that beach and then understanding like, it's funny, like when a kid finds something they love, they don't want to go and do anything besides that one thing. And so trying to teach them that there's other things that are a little bit different, but are just as cool is very hard to do. And so like,
leaving the beach was not as fun.
Leaving the beach wasn't fun. As soon as we left the beach, we hated sand and it was the worst thing in the world. And so I'm like, but just 2 seconds ago, you were loving it and rolling in it. And she's like, no, I hate sand. I never want to.
And I'm trying to explain to him, like on the sideline here, like, just wait 5 minutes. Just wait 5 minutes.
And
yeah, like she'll forget.
and then all of a sudden we go to dinner and it's by the beach. And then like after dinner, she has like asks for a to-go cup and then grabs a to-go cup and scoops sand and brings sand in my car. And I'm like, you love sand again? Like, what's going on? Like
sounds like Joe. Honestly, you're like this. Like,
and I was just tripping out. I was just like, how do you go from loving sand 5 minutes ago to hating it to loving it to hating it?
Sand in your cup for a long time.
Yeah, that sand was in my car for months. It was ridiculous.
On the ground or just in the cup?
No, in a cup. She had like
okay. Thought she was like, woo, we're at the beach.
No,
you never know.
She had a coffee cup full of sand with like a princess, like a shovel in it.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah, no, and it was an amazing trip. And then it was funny because it was like I brought her and introduced her to like my family, and it was like we were all hanging out, and it was like it's funny how a kid can change a dynamic of a family so much too. Like,
oh yeah.
My family, like all the kids are kind of grown. We're all like, 16 years and older. And all of a sudden my uncle and my aunt, and like my mom and like my dad, and like all these people who are like, oh yeah, like we're glad we're past that phase. All of a sudden they're like, you can't find them anywhere because they're playing hide and seek. And like I opened the door to the closet and my uncle's in the closet. He's like, shh. And I'm like, okay, like closing the door. And it's just like it's such an amazing thing, like when you get to experience the energy of a kid like reintroduced to a family too. And so I mean, Blakely has been like such a big blessing too, and like I've appreciated that aspect of our relationship as well. So that's been awesome.